What's good, Council of Comics? Welcome back. We're doing Willow, episode 7. Let's go.
Black is like the brightest day. Where are the heroes? Soon as they get here, everything will be alright. I need a hero. Someone superhuman who can come and save my life.
We're at episode 7.
I like this episode a lot.
Other than the way the crone or whoever she is talks to Prince Eric, I was fine.
Dude, we all
I'm
knew
okay
was
with
the
that
Crone,
even
right?
still. It was. I think it moved a little bit too fast that we didn't earn the ending. But
Yeah, I felt
Other
like
than that.
I felt no, it moved too fast, and also the way she spoke to. Remember how we were talking about lines that take me out of it? Her calling him Chauncey McSleazoid and his
Yeah.
sicko fantasy. I was like, oh my god.
but she fully played him from the get go.
No, it's great that she played him, but it was like, but you're right, it's too fast.
And I'm a Laura Dannon and I find out about this, why am I still trying to save him?
because he's evil now.
Well, forget that he's evil.
Yeah.
You were saving him because he loved you and or you loved him and he loved you back. But as soon as he found another chick, like I said after the first episode, he moves on to whatever's in front of him.
He tried, though.
Come
I
on,
think
man.
he's really under
Yeah, he
a spell
really
right
fought
now.
it off.
My point is, if I were Laura Dannon,
As soon as she showed
if I
any
were Laura
interest-
Dannon, and I kept telling myself I'm doing this for love, right? But I've come this far, and I've had the vision that I could die saving the world. I think I would just commit to I'm a Laura Dannon, and I have to save the world. You know, I'm like, it sucks that this is how it's gonna go down. It sucks that I thought I loved this guy, and it's a bunch of horse poop. You know, but like I was born for something greater. I know what it is. I know the lives that are going to be saved because I have to commit to this. Again, I'm imposing myself into the character, but like at the end of the day, I would feel really crappy. But that would probably I'd just be like, well, I guess I'm doing this.
I like the episode a lot. I don't think there was really anything that took me out of it. Maybe those lines, but I think they probably passed so quick that they.
It did pass. Quick.
Yeah, it went like really quick. They snuck them in on. But like there was they started out like at the edge of the shattered sea, and like they went into that inn.
Which is creepy.
Yeah,
It was a creepy end. Although I thought it was great that Graydon is the one that realized something was up.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
He's
yeah.
like, why is the guy talking to us? But I also see him like making food behind us.
Yeah.
And then of course it's the Gales were after them. It was a trap.
Well, and they did the tropey. I'm a good cook, and then I'm going to give you something that's gross and alive.
Yeah.
It was fine,
was
but it was
pretty
like that.
gross.
You should have. That should have been your first clue if you didn't have one
Yeah.
before that.
Borman ate it like it was his last.
Yeah, but I
meal.
think Borman,
It
in
had
his
some,
story,
like,
is at a
worms
point
and
where
stuff in it.
as long as there's food in front of me, I'm eating it because I've
I've done worse.
Right,
It's been worse.
It's been way worse
Look,
than this.
like-
I got
like,
food right now. I could care.
This live tentacle soup is warm, and it's the best live tentacle soup
Correct.
I've had because this is not the first time I've had to eat this way.
Correct. Or I've gone. I mean, it's probably been worse where I've gone time without eating at all. So.
Well, we know that he was surviving in a poop barrel at one
That's-
point,
that's
so
true,
I
too.
feel like everything's gained for this poor guy.
So the guy inside that creepy little place, he kind of gave them a warning that the more you go out into the shattered sea, you forget.
Yep.
Or you start to lose yourself.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
more good
Well,
to lose
but-
yourself.
But
Because that's done
is that
later on.
him just saying that? Because when we find out who he is at the end, the way
Well, wait. When he makes them dinner and talks to them, we don't know if that's really him or not. We only know the next day that it's definitely not him. We know it's the Gales.
That's
So
true.
it's possible the guy who spoke to them at dinner was a real person, right?
Mm.
And then the next day it's the Gales because the Gales, are only there to make sure that they freaking die. Because like, look what happens. Hot pursuit takes place immediately.
I didn't. Yeah, that's. Maybe I didn't think of it that
In
way.
the
To me, it looked like it was like I'm just keeping you here, keeping you here,
Mhm.
keeping you here, because eventually you forget who you are and you're just gonna die.
yeah.
Because I don't want to be
When
here by
that
my.
creature came up
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
the teeth,
Yeah.
I was like, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And then they get into this little, I guess it's a extra ship part of the thing.
Which he mentioned he had. This is
Yeah.
why I'm like a little bit. and again, I'm really got to blame the writers here. It's not clear that he was one of the Gales or not the whole time.
Yeah.
I feel like, although he was creepy and weird because he was affected by living out there, I feel like the guy who spoke to them the first night was the real him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and then like the next day when he got weirder and weirder, no, you're too sick to move on. No, don't stay. Then I was like,
Yeah.
okay, now it's a
They're
trap.
going across the shattered sea.
And I love the
creature?
The creatures. I could care.
I thought it was cute.
interesting that that was their conveyance, but I like the setting. It looks really. It's fully fantasy. They're on a lake, and it looks.
But it's not. Is it? It's not like a lake, though, right?
No, and I
It's
thought
like
it was
about
like
this
ice.
much water, maybe.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be a little bit deeper.
No, because like that's the thing. That's what makes it the Shattered Sea.
Yeah.
Right? This used to be a sea, and then whatever super magical magnum opus event that took place, which must be part of the lore that we don't know yet, right?
Yeah, maybe.
That made it the Shattered Sea. That made it this weird thing, this weird interspace.
Yeah.
You know? So they keep going further and further. The creature that like drives through the mud, that lives through the mud to guide them out, like gets sicker and sicker the further they go. Even though they have food on board to keep it going, and
they
so
get attacked.
and they take time. They have no idea if it's weeks, days, or months because their perception of time is crazy. Just all they know is the further they go, the longer the days get.
Yeah.
And where Prince Eric is, the days never end.
Well, no,
Yeah.
but before that, they get attacked by
Well, the first thing that happens is that they're attacked by the Gales.
Yellow Teeth guy attacks them while they're
Yes.
escaping.
When
too.
they're escaping, which is
And
magnificent. That's a
My
real fight.
prediction with that is that's
The best
that's
fight
Mad
of the
Mardigan,
show so
who was
far.
corrupted. That's what happened to him.
The guy with the thing.
Yes,
You think that's Mad Mardigan?
that's my call. And if
That's
you notice,
wild.
he's not dead at the end of it. He gets
That's
stabbed and he
wild.
gets up.
I thought he was a reject from the Knights of Ren.
Maybe.
I just thought he was one of the Gales, and also I feel like we're not. I don't know. I personally would not, if I were one of the. And again, these writers clearly don't do what I do. I would not, like I'm a professional writer. I would not get into it with him. You know, like I just wouldn't, because we know what's going on with him in real life, and I think I would just leave it that like, sorry, your dad is lost in another realm. You know, and that's sad and whatever. But
Yeah,
here we
but
are.
I think they're gonna utilize the technology to bring him back, like they did for Luke Skywalker.
I know, but that's a lot. That's like a vocal technology, a digital presence technology. I mean, there's a whole bunch of things that you got to go and do in there.
True. I don't think we'll see it this season, but I think.
Well, first of all, is there a reason for any more seasons after this?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Really?
It's Willow. It's sci-fi fantasy.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, this is fine, but if this is like what you've got to offer me, then I'm like, it's okay. Like, I don't need more. You know?
No,
I could kind of see it ending with like a cliffhanger. So we
Well,
get to
we'll
see
find
these
out. My
two.
point is, they keep sucking the life out of my childhood and the childhoods of everyone I know, right? And it has to stop. I don't need Hocus Pocus 3. I don't. No one needs it. No one. Sarah Jessica Parker does not need that paycheck. We don't need it. Make something fun and new. I mean, like, for God's sakes. So, like, you know, this was great, and I'm glad that we're getting an exploration of the lore that we didn't know anything about for Willow for this new series. You know, once again, there's books written. They abandoned all of them to give us something different. Fine, but there's nothing here that impressed me so much. So I'm like, season 2, guys! Oh my God! You know, I mean, like, Prince Eric is hot, great. Give him a different show to make me interested.
All right. Hold on.
That said,
So they're going through the Shattered Sea.
yes.
They have their little moments.
Well, they're training, which
Yeah,
I really
they're
like that they're
training.
training.
The training
part
moments were
was
very
cool.
good.
Yeah,
Oh, how about Graydon shooting that thing?
Graydon
realized
actually
that
has magic.
He has magic. He said he did it on
And even
instinct.
Willow says to
He
him.
shot-
Right, 'cause
he
it's
shot
from
with
his
the
flute.
Yeah.
Right.
And Willow's like, the flute isn't magic. The flute is the conduit.
Yeah.
You're magic.
Yeah. So then the relationship between Laura Dan and him starts to get a little tighter.
Also, I want to say the relationship with Willow and Prince Graydon actually improves.
Yeah.
Right? Because, like, that has been rocky, and he's been such a fanboy from the beginning, and Willow's like, you're too much, calm down.
Yeah, and then Willow has I guess the crone gives him a vision of is that his child?
Of his
Mims?
daughter.
Yes.
His
Yes,
daughter Mims.
Mims.
And he freaks out, and he
Right.
wants to go home.
And Laura Dannon knows it.
Yeah.
She comes to her, she's like, Will, snap out of it, that's the crone doing this to you.
Yeah.
Which is great, because this, somehow, the tide is turning. Laura Dannon is becoming the hero she's supposed to be. right? Because Willow, which is weird because like Willow is our hero, but she is telling Willow, don't. Wait, you're being messed with. Like, snap out of it. It's very interesting, right? Because in most movies where the magic protagonist is usually one telling everybody else to snap out of it and stay about their wits, right?
Yeah.
So I thought that like this is her stepping into her role, and then of course further by they get to the end of the Shattered Sea, and Willow's like, I want to go home. I miss my daughter. I don't even know what we're doing here anymore. You know, and she's like, no, this has to be it. I've seen the visions, and Willow's like, oh, you've seen the visions that I've seen, and she's like, yes, one way or another, like this ends with me dying, and then like it gets really serious, and then Kit, who I still don't like, but she has her. When does she have the talk with her then, or
She has a talk with her the night before.
the night before?
Yeah,
That
she's
night
like, she
sky
goes,
during
basically,
that talk was
Laura
like the
Dannon
whole
says to her-
galaxy was out while they were talking. It was kind of like a really pretty background that was going on.
No, they did a
Yeah,
gorgeous
she basically
display with
says
the
to her,
knights.
you know, I'm not trying to replace your father. I'm not trying to, even though your father helped me and you know went on this journey, he didn't choose me over you.
He chose it because of you.
Right.
Yeah. And I think Kit is still on her way to becoming.
She's gonna become the crone. 'Cause
Oh,
she's-
no.
she's
No,
gonna-
no, no.
She's gonna take the evil and allow Eric to get away.
Absolutely not. I feel like they lured us, and I feel like the twist for us is the battle against the crone is Eric. I feel like that's it. It's like, oh, this is what you were expecting? We're gender swapping the villain.
Yeah.
You know?
And forget at the. I've never heard of this guy. Well, we missed that in the beginning. Laura Dannon gets Kit out of the thing.
Yeah, out of the water where she's drowning.
Prince also sees her from his.
But
angle.
what Kit sees,
Yeah.
She says that the
she's
crone
like,
was
I
reaching-
see the crone reaching for him, which means that girl is the crone disguise, or at least we should
Well,
assume
we
that.
realized that by the end. Of
I
the
think so.
episode.
I mean, she could still be a crone pawn when this is all over, but
Yeah.
we all think it's the crone.
Yeah. So they get to. Well, they're still walking, right?
No,
And
they
they
get to
get
the.
to-
Remember, they get to the edge and there's.
They get to the edge when they
waterfall.
walk.
And
Yeah.
the
They had that
waterfall.
like almost
And
like
that's
a
when
wagon
Borman's
like,
we
pulled
don't
by
even
that
know.
Yeah.
sea dragon or
Yeah,
something.
and Kit and Laura Dannon.
Well, Kit is the one.
Kit is the one that's like, I'll take the leap with you.
And grabs her and they
Yeah,
jump.
And they jump.
They do a
Which is
trust
wild,
fall.
'cause
Trust
how you
fall.
know-
The trust fall.
What?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what? It's so funny. I was
It's
actually
no fantasy. It works. that
no,
way.
it was beautiful fantasy, but
Yeah.
because you have to have faith. A lot of great fantasy, the moments that lead into big moments of greatness, or even big moments of greatness themselves, you have to have faith. And what really pissed me off is that Willow, who we're here for, was very weak this episode. He was very susceptible to the crone, and when it was time to say this isn't it, we have to keep going, it's not Willow who says it. It's a Laura Dannon and Kit. And
Yeah,
Kit's
but-
and now anyhow, it's okay, but like
He may
I
be, yeah,
wondered
but that'd be
about
good
that
because he's
because
handing it off. to
Usually,
her.
like the hero does have to like stand
right,
alone.
I'm sorry, but this is like
Yeah.
the
And
legendary Willow, right? And I know he's been downing himself and stuff.
Willow's show. That's
It's
really
Willow's
it.
show. Like, this is the moment.
It's Willow's
You
show.
know?
I
Like-
mean, but Willow, he's not really everything that the legends make him out to be.
Of
Remember
course
that.
not, but he wasn't the first time, but he was the hero of his movie. Now
Maybe he'll have that moment. in
I'm
episode
sure
8.
he will. I just hope to God that him and Borman go, wow, they really did it. Maybe we should go behind them.
Yeah.
Because like
I would assume.
they
That
have
they
to.
jump
This
to.
is just, it's not enough for me. And I'm
Yeah.
disappointed that Willow wasn't more committed. But again, writing choices, you would think of anybody who's like, I have to have faith in this. We have to see this through. It would be the man who said, I have faith in this and have to see it through to rescue her as a baby in the first place. Anyhow, this episode is definitely a B- for me. Like, I just didn't
So,
feel.
Before you give your grade, so they
They get
Rowan
down.
has been manipulating Eric. is his
Yes,
name?
Eric, yes.
He's manipulating Eric. He wants him to go down. She wants him to go down the steps. He's like, no, don't go down the steps. But eventually, because of drinking the water and all this other stuff, he becomes susceptible to her, whatever she's doing. And she finally gets him in one last because he feels like he's about to die. And he says, I'll do anything you want.
Yep.
And he turns her. So when Kit and Laura Dannon show up at the place,
He's
The immemorial.
nicely dressed,
he's in
With a new
fresh
haircut.
cut and everything. That's the one thing that drew me out. I was like, really,
yeah.
bro?
black leather.
You know what I mean?
Why? Why would that draw you out?
Because
Full
it's-
villain mode.
No, it's not full villain mode. I want to see him like darker, like he's being possessed.
Forget
by
all that.
something.
Where does he get this second outfit from?
Because it's magic. I don't understand. Why do we have a problem with magic? Y'all suck. Really?
What was the general's name with the net?
Hello.
What's the general's name? General.
Oh, the old general? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
I don't remember. All right. So what are your grades?
Yeah, I thought it was overall like this was like probably the best episode of the season so far, and I'm giving this one a B. Like the action was, like I said, that Lucasfilm like Indiana Jones type of fighting and stuff. Like I was big thumbs up there. So I think this was like a B episode, like the best of the season so far.
Yeah, I agree. I give it a B. Cliff says a B minus.
I'm going to give it a B. Maybe I'm being too hard on it.
And
Can't wait for tomorrow morning, that's for sure.
green shirt guy.
This wasn't my favorite episode. I liked a lot of stuff in it. There's some really nice moments. I mean, I'm going out of 10. I give it like a 7.5.
All right.
It's not my favorite episode, but I liked it.
Out of 10, 7.5
So we
feels
got
right.
three B's and one C plus. So all right. So that's episode 7. We'll be back next week for episode 8. How many episodes in this?
8, I think it's the
10?
grand
It's
finale.
the grand finale
Is
next
it?
one. All right. All right. So you guys be ready. Did you like this episode? Please like and comment below. Hit the subscribe button. Share with your friends. We got a little playlist in the list stuff with the Willows for all the videos that we've done and all the other videos. So thank you for watching. Tune in next time. And from the council to all you guys, love you. Thank you for watching. Peace.
Black is like the brightest day. Where are the heroes?